So crazy, this weather. We're going to get high level storms. So if I don't see anything coming up with the feed, I'll put a crazy one there. And we will hope it will directly connect, because we're powering through these videos to get them to you guys. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, so we both do the channeled energy. I'm linking in with Ruin that I've selected for you, if I am pronouncing it correctly, which I've got the book here ready to read from. I'm also going to be talking to you at basic layman's terms of channel messages for your loved ones if time permits. And I'm going to connect in with those of you who aren't with the partner. I hope you can hear the weather. It's horrendous. And for those of you in a direct, either in the partnership or if you are in direct communication, it will be a synchronistic energy. Now, your crown chakra is insane at the moment. I'm also feeling the energy of your neck and your head. And I do feel with this forecast, with the way astrology is this month, we are needing to be very grounded and try and be very cautious with our ego. Now, we are having 2 eclipses. We're going to have the full moon in Sagittarius, which is a lunar eclipse on the 5th. And we're going to be having a annular solar eclipse in Cancer at 21 degrees, which is the critical degree point. So let's have a look. Couples. Ooh. And I'm hope, okay, big. Now, the ruin that you have is Mars related. Okay, so yes, Mars is making very interesting aspects. It is connected to Wolf, and Wolf to me links in with the zodiac sign Cancer, because it's very much, and I'm feeling messages coming in the evening. Also, this can be very cryptic, where it's the spiritual energies of this, and it is relating to Tuesday, red, and air. So I am feeling messages. So let's see what it connects to. In the upright, victory, honor, justice, law, balance, and self-sacrifice and righteousness. In reverse, lack of commitment. It is very much linking in with magical equilibrium, selflessness, and spiritual pursuits. So what I'm getting from this is you are meditating upon all of these energies. You're meditating upon which way to go, how to correct things, because we have the Uranian energy in your zodiac sign. It does make for very interesting aspects in your astrology, because it does mean that you in your own level are changing and changing and changing and having to roll with that. Sometimes it can be very unsettling, and the reason I say that is because your general energy is the creature comfort. So you know you have great luck when it does come to finding things that are worth a lot at very cost value. But at the same time, some of these energies are quite unstable for your zodiac sign, but it is helping you transform and link in at a more spiritual level, not necessarily a direct tactile 3D level. So it's teaching you something about how change doesn't have to be a horrible thing, but how these changes are naturally evolving and spiritually moving you. With this ruin, I do feel if there has been some things that haven't tied up in a legal sense, you may be looking at them. You also might be looking at marriages, contracts, partnerships for the Juno energy moving direct. Let me have a look at your zodiac sign. Where are you on the chart? Bear with me. Okay, Gemini. So Venus retrograde is hitting your 2nd house. Also, because of all the Mercury energy, it's going to continue, and we're going to have the nodes in Cancer and Cancer. We've had them in Cancer and Capricorn. We're having them in Sagittarius and Gemini, which is Jupiter and Mercury energy for 2.5 years. So the Mercury energy of what we will be moving towards is very much it can link to socialization and pastimes, which is very similar to your zodiac sign. But it's more so the communication energy, technology, innovation. Some of you are really going to be upgrading, especially during this Mercury retrograde, because you're going to have 2 placements with that, both, and I really do feel technology. So I'm getting a feeling as though if you have had technology issues, be it with fridges, washing machines, computers, etc., especially with cars and computer systems. These things can be coming up. So if something needs repairing, it can be around this time that it occurs. Also, if you are thinking about changing some of these things, it is because we have Venus in Gemini. Let me see. Some old situations are really needing to tie up. Now, you have Sagittarius in your 8th house, which again is very similar to the previous zodiac I did. So it is very much, it can be to do with the past over loved one. It can be but to me, this is more an older energy, an older situation, either at a mental level or a spiritual level, because this ruin can link into injustices. Where balances of things are needing to come about. Just be very careful, and I'm hearing integrity. Be careful with that, and you guys should be okay. When you're making peace with things that weren't balanced, especially because we still have Venus retrograde in Gemini, this can be hearing from people from the past trying to make balance and peace with situations. So, not all of it is exes coming back from the past. It's our food. It's the things that we, how do I place it? Thinking back to the things that we did with these people, how it relates to us now versus, so it is you personally changing, not just the energies of these people coming back from the past. But for many of you, this can be a time when you hear from these people, especially moving into all the eclipses we're moving towards. Now with Sagittarius, Taurus. Anything that's old, you're going to replace. Let it go. If you feel it doesn't resonate with you anymore and you need to give it away, give it away. If it's broken, if it's no longer serving its purpose, bless it be and let it go. But I do feel in an asset sense, some things just aren't fitting. Your style can be changing. The way you see yourself can be changing. It's very natural. It will balance out. But don't make any rash decisions when it does come to fashion or surgical, especially during a Mercury retrograde and during a Venus retrograde, because the more permanent things we can during Venus retrograde, more be regretful of those things after the fact. So just sit with that energy. As a ghost direct out of shadow would be the better time to have that. But do be mindful that Mercury will still be retrograde. Now, Mercury is going to be going retrograde on June the 18th, but a week before you'll still be in that energy. It will go direct July the 12th, but leave it about 3-4 days either side. And that's to make perfect sense as to what to invest in. It's not to say that if something needs replacing, don't. It's saying keep your receipts. Definitely a great time to be reading your emails, overlooking paperwork and things to that degree, because you are going to find there may be things that you've missed. Anything else? Okay. Really, what you're not committed to anymore, you will find that you just won't entertain it. And I do feel there's something, there's something that's really irritated you. And I do feel if things to this degree come up this month, I do feel you might be quite direct in the way you approach it. If somebody is overstepping the mark or the boundary, I do feel you'll really speak your mind with this. Okay. Your crystal you have is in reverse. There may be, and again, I do feel this is more meditation on the past, but it's more to do with the fact that if you're seeing traits in particular people at the moment, you might be very disheartened by them. The card states, and remember it's in the reverse, I sign, where some of you may be actually speaking your truth. This can be where you're speaking to the person and you're saying, I don't agree with what happened. This affected me X, Y, and Z, and I am not happy how it happened. But it does feel very direct communication, and we do need to be really mindful You know, it's almost like a nervous system. The other day, the Schumann resonance spikes, so, you know, there can be nausea and things to that degree. So if you are feeling agitated and it is nerve-related, that you're not having downtime, you need to then take direct action to get yourself balanced, you know, so you're not overwhelming yourself and feeling burnt out. Money-wise, let me see. You do feel some of these things are out of control. Now, when I say out of control, out of your control. And again, I am feeling it's because you could be feeling really tired right now. So you're focusing on what you can do and can deal with. But there is also a very sharp energy where if people are milking you for your money, you just won't tolerate it. If people are taking from you and being needy and not reciprocal, again, I do feel you just won't be tolerating it this month. This can be almost like you're acting a little bit like an Aries, but only from the perspective that you're quite guarded, opinionated, and feeling very assertive in your energy. Some of this has been just, it's with finances or with your mind. It's more what people are taking from you, and this could be taken from you already. I do feel it's emotionally hurt you. Give, not receive, and that's really what I'm feeling. And it's not necessarily that people haven't given to you, but I do think it's a situation from the past coming back up that's been spoken about. This doesn't have to be where your money's at, but because of the 8th house placement, if there was a unjust situation in the past, during this time of the eclipses in Sagittarius and Cancer, I feel it will come to the forefront. Now, they do really say with the Sagittarius eclipse, it can link into siblings and family members. Also to do with paradigms, religion, and spiritual beliefs. If there's clashes of interest and issues with siblings, etc., this can be a time, if we're not cautious, where we can move away from that individual. This can be either at a permanent level or at a very temporary level. That could be roughly 6 months, and that's more to do with placements of, you know, generally with an eclipse it takes 6 months to cycle. It will be an end of one situation and moving away from, and then maybe readdressing it in 6 months' time. You know, letting the waters cool down, spiritually growing and looking at it from a different perspective. So just be very mindful of that. Now, with your family, I'm telling you, you're going to be outspoken now. For those, and again, children are coming up quite a bit in some of these last reads, and I think it's because of the Cancer eclipse. This will more relate to you at childhood or directly if you have a male son. If you do, there is something to do with this child where they're actually saying something, or it could be around the time that this child is at the location with the conflict. I do feel there's something occurring around the time that this child is in this location. Let me get the additional messages. What is this about, please? I don't know if the crystal's going to cut it. Okay. If this male energy is older, and this can be you or this can directly be a child, you're reflecting back and you're looking at this situation within family in a particular way. Maybe how you're saying versus others are saying. Now, I don't feel you're accepting whatever it was. So whatever is said, I do feel there's a potential for sharp conflict. So just be really mindful of that. This can be where somebody's very critical towards your every move or directly critical towards this person. But whatever this grudge is, whatever this hurt energy is, it's coming up in a very, this can even be where legalities are related to it. And this ruin actually does connect to it. Trying to bring justice about full 360. Okay, yeah. For some reason, if you've been picking up people's pieces, or they expect you to in some shape or form due to where they are at their life, or whatever this is, I am sensing that it's coming to a head. It's coming to a head where some old wounds coming up. You do want justice, but you just got to be really careful. Now, this can be them or you, but for some of you, it is you. It's where you feel something's really unjust. If this is the child who's entering into the connection of this whole family dynamic, I do feel they may be verbalizing their feelings to do with their observation of situations and the way they feel things should be. I don't necessarily feel it's bad. It's just it's occurring. I'm just saying it's occurring. Yeah, something hasn't changed and it needs to be. It can be to do with money, assets, inheritances and things to that degree, or people's positions and what they feel that they're owed. That they all of you as a unit in some shape or form, you all want the same outcome, but you're just seeing it from different perspectives, I feel. Okay. Well, 2 minutes. It does feel like there's hidden information. You want to know what this is. You want to know what's going on. You want to know why you weren't kept in the loop. And it just feels, whoever these people are, they're either keeping their opinions to themselves or they're keeping a piece of information away from you. It's giving me a headache. Yeah, it's something to do with money. I do feel a love interest is going to come in at this point if they're not already involved. And I feel somehow they're going to try and help. Everything's going to change them. It's something to do with a romantic connection as well. For some of you, this may have been well past tense, linking into when you were with a person and something that happened. But for some of you, it is very much during all this mayhem or a direct fight that occurs in a family unit. I am feeling you are going to have contact to a romantic interest and things are changing. Let's say for those of you who are single and waiting for this energy. Okay, you're still trying to keep quite positive, I'll say. You're going to try and keep quite positive. Something that's changing. I feel this changes very quickly. And again, I'm feeling it's around this situation. Now, I do feel this is a very, those of you who aren't in communication, I feel some sense of communication's coming in. I do feel they're going to talk about some things that they've been through, maybe where they didn't see something in a particular fashion. And I do feel it's an apology. I am feeling this is near the solar eclipse in Cancer because the full card is 0 degrees and so is the Cancer moon. And again, I'm feeling this is around a fight that you've had because you're not feeling as grounded, but this is what they're offering. Lucky you. And you're like, really? So at least, I mean, don't go and have a fight just so that it happens, right? Like you don't do this. I do feel is coming at it sort of feels like a bad time, but it's coming at a good time. I'm telling you, I don't need to say anymore. Okay, these changes, and this can all be for collective energy too. I did mention this in the previous read. It's said the same thing, okay? So, okay. Thank you. Next, we're going to, those of you in contact and communication, that will still directly relate, but you may have other energies going on as well. Okay, this year has really placed a lot of testing energy on you. Some of it you're not meant to know all the answers, but this new frequencies coming in. It's merely about getting out of your head. The stories you're painting in your head are the enemy. Yes, the memory of it is, but making peace with it is necessary. To a degree, again, there can be something going on very similar to the above energy where there is a dispute going on around this time that you spiritually are going through this. I do feel you're trying to, if you do have a legality going on, universe is trying to be fair to you for that to be tied up so that you can have a clear slate for this physical movement moving forward. So again, it's very Saturn energy. It's very strict. You might feel that this is never going to happen, but I am seeing this cycle to end. And again, I'm picking the Cancer Moon. Cancer Moon, same thing, okay? I do feel this is what's coming for you. And I do feel that this Taurus energy will relate to soulmate energies. These cycles that we're ending is very karmic. The Uranian energy is very transformation and change. Whatever is bumping us is really pushing us towards our higher goal. Any questions in the house? That was a quick road. I'm not liking that energy up there, though. What do your loved ones want you to know? Be loved one. Feeling loved one. Okay, your soulmate energy is wanting you to know that yes, they are growing. Yes, they're changing, and this too shall pass. They're actually going through a birth, death, ending energy. And between the time of reconciliation and even where it is right now in an energetic sense, their frequency in 2.5 years is going to be very different. And I do feel even by the end of the year, they're going to be very, very different. So it may be the way they look, their physical appearance, it's a lot of everything. It's their mindset as well. You guys are really at war in your mind, but I do feel by the time we have Chiron going retrograde, it is going to be very grounded. It's going to be very rational, okay? You're going to be more rational. But there's something in your mind you're fighting, and you need to come to peace with it. I do feel, if anything, just be careful. Be careful with your mindset. It's, okay, mother, father, grandmother, or sister energy. It's all sort of saying the same thing. There is something to do. Okay, you could be having something going on with your children. Those of you that have children, or you have a belief about your childhood, whatever it is, I'm feeling it's more for those of you that have kids. They want you to know they're watching over your children. Again, I'm feeling children are loved. Don't be so hard on yourself, and things are going to pan out. Okay, what else am I seeing? They're also making reference to some of your achievements. This could be your education. It might be, and again, I'm hearing you're being too hard on yourself. They already feel very proud of your achievements. But again, it's almost like you've... Okay, this may be that they know you very well, okay? They're saying your high achievement energy is part of you. It's not an expectation they have on you. When is enough going to be enough? They want you to look at the spiritual things in life. They still want you to achieve, but they want you to look at the peaceful aspects of life and to actually live. It not to be all about... I'm hearing go, 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 really getting down to experiencing life and lessons life show us in all shapes and forms, not just box wall energy. That's what they're showing me. They're making reference to your toes. Now, it might be, if you're a female, that they like to keep up appearance. And something about your right foot. Who's here in the house that's looking at their feet right about now? Is it that you're not in... Okay, it's... Whoever this person is, they're making reference to your toenail polish. Is it on point? That's weird. I get the weirdest messages. Is it on point, Michelle? Or is it chipped? Because this person, I feel, used to care for their parents, but they're joking. They are joking. They're like, check yourself. They're teasing you because they're saying, hun, you used to look. It's just a light way. They're trying to show you. There you go. They're trying. I'm just going to ask, I'm seeing two colours, blue and red. Now, some of you might have two-tone over. You know where we haven't been going to the nails a lot? Look at this. I mean, I'm a humble man, I know. But, you know, there's certain life luxuries, got Taurian energy. Yeah, I'm ready. I've been good at gardening, so I'm cool. I'm fine with it. No needing to get refills or fixing the breakages that I do. And they're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I gardened. So who's got the two colour? I'm telling you already. They're looking at it and they're showing me the big toe and the off. Yeah. They're like, girl, check. They have a sense of humour. They want you to know that they are well. They want you to know that they're saying make peace with it. Whatever it is, it may relate, and I'm not talking about the toe, okay? Whatever this past energy is, it's like just go live. You guys are wanting to travel, but there have been some restrictions with that. You do have your 9th house activation. They want you to know it will come. And it's not be patient. It's already set in the stars. It's going to occur. That location you want to be at is yes. And it's funny because the lady that I have to reschedule, she was asking that. So I'll laugh if this is a Zodiac sign. She'll be like, I don't need you anymore, Yildiz. Anywho, we then have things are going to balance out. I do feel some of you are going to hear from a person at afar. This is to close a cycle. And this isn't someone you want to get back with. This is someone that they may have unfinished business with you in an apology sense. That's okay, Veronica. Okay, they just want you to have fun. You're going to have your travel. Yeah, you're gonna get your dream. All these changes have been irritating. Your career's doing well. Some of you don't feel appreciated in your career. You're trying to be patient, but you might bite that person's head off. If you use working, you ain't got time for no drama. Virgo next. Lucky dip. There you go. And then we've got Capricorn. Poor Capricorn. Your eclipse is coming too. Don't you worry. Critical degrees as well. Oh, God, poor things. Tomorrow. I want to be ready for the week, for the new month, for all the readings to come in, because I know Mercury retrograde, people, I won't lie, you'll be triggered this month. You will be triggered this month. So just, not lying. What did I say now, Michelle? Going to be triggered. These changes are arduous. The frequency with ascension's not fun. You will manage it though. You will get to a point. You'll get used to it. You'll be like, right, getting up again. We're going. Take some time. Move away from white noise and nagging individuals. Create sacred space and go, shh. Leave me alone. I'll bite you. You're a dag. Okay, the way my gift works, right, I teleport. I used to research it when I was developing my gift. I was like literally thinking, something like Peter Pan, and you jump and you're flying. And then I realised that when I started breeding cups, because my village I stayed at years ago, it was in Cyprus, on the Turkish side, not the Greek side, but I have lots of beautiful Greek friends. People would hand me their coffee cups, and I would breed the Turkish coffee. And because many of them, it was very symbolism orientation, positions on the cup, the top, the bottom, the high, the lower. You see a fish in your cup, it means money. It's at the top, yeah, your money's coming. If it's closer to the handle, it means it's coming very soon. It's a 12-month cycle in your cup. Sometimes you can relate it to, a 3-month cycle. Too early for that, thank you. I then realised I was actually projecting. And I was like, wow. So I was saying to Giggle the other day, I had a beautiful friend she wasn't my friend at the time, but her children used to play at my house with my daughter. And they said, oh, read me. I went, not your children, I won't read you. No, but, Shanae said you're psychic. And I said, I'll read your bedroom. Okay? And I told them what their bedroom looked like, how it was positioned, what the colours of the blankets looked like. And they were like, ah! Like, how can you do that? It's sort of like I'm a camera in your house, but I'm not sniping. It's permission-based. Now, your guide wanted me to look at your toes, so that was not permission-based. They told me. They're like, look. Okay, somebody's drinking and smoking too much, and this is a ma saying it, and they're saying they understand. They understand. Oh, there is another person in the house, right? Who crossed you? Who peeved you off? Were you like, okay, this is what I'm hearing. This can be someone later that jumps on the video. If you're like, why has that person not got their karma? I don't understand. They're listening and they're like, it's okay. Let it go. It's okay. But it's a hint. It's like, don't worry. It's in the books. But you won't have to do anything. You don't need to. Let it go. I have my grandma's toes. There you go. Well, it's female energy and it was male energies coming through. So, yeah. But, look, they relate to you guys because they see an aspect of themselves in you. Now, they work quieter. They find your energy to be, although you probably don't denote yourself as that, they find you more new energy, more forward-thinking energy than where they were. But they did have a very quietly spoken energy and maybe very traditional values. But they were open-minded at the same time, but to a degree. I love you all. I'll be back. I'll be back. If you need a book, in the link below.